I wasn't on her close friend's story. Her coworker sent me a screenshot. She was in a hotel room with another guy, captioned, "Let me heal in peace." I waited until she came home, hugged her like nothing was wrong, then left a printed copy of the screenshot on the kitchen counter. 3 days later, she was at my door, begging me to talk. Before we start the story, huge thanks for 4,000 subscribers. I'm so grateful for all the support. Let's keep it going. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and help us reach 5,000. I've replayed that moment in my head 1,000 times. Monday afternoon, sitting at my desk, trying to focus on the quarterly report due the next day. My phone buzzed with a message from Amy, who worked with my girlfriend Sandra at the same marketing firm. "Hey Matt, sorry to be the one to tell you this, but I thought you should see this." Below was a screenshot from Sandra's Instagram close friend story. My girlfriend of 3 years was sitting on a hotel bed, champagne glass in hand with a guy I'd never seen before, his arm around her shoulders. The caption read, "Let me heal in peace. Sometimes you need to escape to find yourself again." Heal from what exactly? We'd had no fights, no relationship drama. The night before she left for her supposed work retreat, we'd made dinner together and watched a movie. She kissed me goodbye Friday morning, suitcase in hand, telling me she'd missed me. But this workshop was crucial for her career development. I stared at that screenshot for what felt like hours. The timestamp showed she posted it just 2 hours earlier. I zoomed in on details: the unmade bed, the 2 champagne glasses, her smiling face that showed no sign of the migraine she'd texted me about the night before when I tried to FaceTime her. I called Amy back. "Thanks for sending this," I said, keeping my voice steady. "Has she posted anything else?" "Not that I've seen," Amy replied. "Matt, I'm really sorry. I debated whether to tell you, but no. I appreciate it. How long have you known?" Amy hesitated. "This is the first concrete evidence I've seen, but there have been rumors around the office for a few weeks. She's been taking long lunches with Drew from the creative team." She paused. "That's him in the photo." So it had a name. Drew. "Does everyone at work know?" I asked, my stomach tightening. "Not everyone, but enough people have noticed. Matt, for what it's worth, a lot of us think it's really messed up how she's handling this." I thanked Amy again and hung up. Then I did something that surprised even me. I went back to working on my report, finished it even with a strange, detached focus that felt like watching someone else control my body. The clarity of betrayal is an odd thing. All those small inconsistencies of the past few months suddenly clicked into place. The networking events that ran late, the weekend spent catching up on projects, her password-protected phone that used to always lie face up on the coffee table. Sandra wasn't due home until Tuesday evening. I had 30 hours to decide what to do. I briefly considered confronting her immediately, calling or texting to blow up her little healing getaway. But something stopped me. Maybe pride, maybe a desire to see if she'd lie to my face, or maybe I just needed time to process my next steps without her tears and explanations clouding my judgment. So I waited. And while I waited, I stayed busy. I went to the store and bought printer ink, came home and printed the screenshot on our good photo paper, the expensive kind Sandra had bought for printing portfolio samples. The image came out with perfect clarity, the hotel room scene looking almost artistic in its composition. I placed the printout in the center of our kitchen counter, under the light where it couldn't be missed. Then I cleaned the apartment, did some laundry, and packed a small bag with essentials. Not everything. That would tip her off before she saw the photo, just enough for a few days away. Tuesday evening arrived. I heard her tea in the lock at 6:47 p.m. I'd been sitting on the couch, scrolling through emails, but absorbing nothing. "Hey babe, I'm home," she called cheerfully. I stood up as she rolled her suitcase in, setting her purse on the entryway table. She looked slightly tired but happy, the appropriate amount of fatigue for someone returning from an intensive work retreat. "How was it?" I asked, managing a smile that felt foreign on my face. "Exhausting, but really good," she replied, walking into my arms for a hug. "The team did some amazing brainstorming. I have so much to tell you." "I'm sure you do," I thought. I hugged her back, breathing in her familiar perfume mixed with the unfamiliar scent of hotel shampoo. For a brief, bizarre second, I almost pretended everything was normal. Almost continued the care aid that had apparently been our relationship for who knows how long. I missed you, she said, pulling back to kiss me. I missed you too, I replied truthfully. I had missed her, the version of her I thought I knew. I'm starving, she said. Want to order takeout? I'm thinking that Thai place. Sounds good. Menus on the counter, I replied, watching as she turned and headed toward the kitchen. I counted her steps in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sharp intake of breath told me she'd seen it. I picked up my pre-packed bag from beside the couch and walked toward the door. Matt, her voice was high, panicky. What is this? Where did you? Amy sent it to me, I said calmly, turning to look at her. She stood frozen by the counter, the screenshot in her hand face drained of color. Apparently I didn't make the cut for your close friend's story. This isn't, I can explain. I'm sure you can, I interrupted, but I don't want to hear it right now. Where are you going? Panic edged her voice away. I need to think, Matt, please. It's not what it looks like. The desperation in her voice might have weakened me on any other day. Isn't that what they always say? I replied, opening the door. Enjoy healing in peace, Sandra. I closed the door behind me on her protests, walked calmly to my car, and drove to my brother's place across town. The next 3 days were a blur of activity. I took Wednesday off work to get my bearings, but by Thursday I was back at my desk, focusing on finalizing the quarterly report. My phone collected texts and voicemails from Sandra that I didn't read or listen to. My brother gave me space but offered support in his own way. Cold beers in the evening, no pressure to talk, just company when I needed it. On Thursday night, he finally asked the question, so what's your plan? I looked up from my laptop. 4. For Sandra, the apartment, your stuff, life. I realized I hadn't thought that far ahead. I don't know yet. Part of me just wants to ghost completely, start fresh. He nodded. You could, but you've built a lot there. Job, friends, the place. True. You know she called me. Right? He added. This surprised me when? Yesterday and this morning, crying both times asking where you were if you were okay, said she made a horrible mistake. What did you tell her? That you're an adult, and if you wanted to talk to her, you would. I nodded appreciatively. Thanks. For what it's worth, he continued. She sounded genuinely wrecked. Not that it excuses anything. I closed my laptop. I keep thinking about that caption. Let me heal in peace. Like she's the victim somehow. What exactly is she healing from? Our perfectly normal dinner the night before she left? My brother shrugged. People tell themselves whatever story makes them feel better about their choices. That night, I finally looked at my phone. 28 texts from Sandra, 13 voicemails. I read the texts but didn't reply. Matt, please come home so we can talk. It wasn't what it looked like. I made a terrible mistake. Drew means nothing to me. I don't know why I did this. Please give me a chance to explain. I love you. Only you. The progression was fascinating, starting with denial, moving to admission, then desperation. And finally, early this morning, I'll be at your office at 5. Please just talk to me. I didn't show up. Instead, I texted Amy, who confirmed Sandra had called in sick for the past 2 days. Apparently, her absence had only fueled office gossip, as several people had seen the Instagram story before she deleted it. Drew's been reassigned to another team, Amy added. He's telling everyone it was just a friendly weekend and you're overreacting. Of course, he was. Friday evening, 3 days after Sandra had returned home, I was at my brother's place, packing up my temporary belongings. I decided to stay at a hotel for the weekend while figuring out a longer-term plan. My phone buzzed with a text from my neighbor, Tom. Hey man, Sandra's sitting outside your door. Been there for like 2 hours. Everything okay? I sighed. She'd finally tracked me down. I thanked Tom and told him everything was under control. Want me to tell her to leave? He offered. Number, it's fine. I'm heading back anyway. I drove to our apartment building slowly, rehearsing what I might say. When I reached our floor, I saw her immediately, sitting on the floor beside our door, knees pulled to her chest, eyes red from crying. She scrambled to her feet when she saw me. Matt? She breathed, like my name was both a prayer and an apology. I stopped a few feet away, apartment keys in hand. How long have you been here? A while, she admitted. I went to your office, but they said you'd work from home today. I tried your brother's, but he wouldn't tell me anything. I needed to see you. I nodded, then moved past her to unlock the door. I held it open. You might as well come in. No point having this conversation in the hallway. The apartment looked different somehow. Pictures that had been on the walls were missing. A few decorative items Sandra had chosen were gone from shelves. I've been staying at my sister's, she explained, noticing my observation. I took a few things. Okay. I set my keys on the table. So talk. She took a deep breath. First, I want to say I'm truly sorry. What I did was inexcusable. Which part? Cheating, lying, or just getting caught? She flinched. All of it. Matt, I've been, I don't know, lost lately, questioning everything. It wasn't about you. That's where you're wrong, I interrupted. It was absolutely about me, about us. Every choice you made was a choice against our relationship. You're right. She conceded, tears forming. I've been selfish and stupid. Drew was just attention validation. It didn't mean anything. It meant enough to lie to my face, to create an elaborate fiction about a work retreat to specifically exclude me from seeing what you were really doing. She wiped her eyes. I know, and there's no excuse, but Matt, we can work through this. People make mistakes. Relationships survive infidelity. Is that what you've been telling yourself? I asked that this was just a mistake, like forgetting to pay a bill or burning dinner. Number I, because mistakes are accidents, Sandra. This was dozens of deliberate choices day after day. She sat heavily on the couch. What can I do? Tell me what you need to forgive me, and I'll do it. I leaned against the wall, suddenly tired. That's just it. I don't know if forgiveness is what I want. What do you mean? I mean, even if I could get past this, the lies, the cheating, I can't forget that caption. She looked confused. The caption. Let me heal in peace, I quoted. You presented yourself as the wounded party while actively betraying me. That level of self-deception scares me more than the cheating itself. She was quiet for a long moment. I didn't think of it that way. Clearly. Matt, please. 3 years together has to count for something. I made a horrible mistake, but I love you. We can rebuild. I looked at her, really looked at her. The woman I'd planned to propose to next month. The ring was still hidden in my sock drawer. Here's what's going to happen, I said finally. I'm staying at a hotel this weekend. You can have the apartment until Monday to pack whatever else you need. After that, I want your key. I'll handle breaking the lease with the landlord. Her face crumpled. So that's it? You won't even try. Would you? If the situation were reversed? She didn't answer. I thought so, I said. Oh, and you might want to update your resume. Amy mentioned the partners aren't thrilled about an office romance imploding so publicly, especially after you claimed to be at a company retreat. Her eyes widened. What are you saying? I'm saying actions have consequences, not just for us, but professionally. Drew's already been reassigned. Office gossip travels fast. Did you tell people at work? She asked, voice hardening. I didn't have to. Your close friends list did that for you. As I moved to grab a few more essentials for the weekend, she remained on the couch, defeated. Was any of it real? I asked, pausing at the bedroom door. Us, I mean. All of it, she whispered. That's why this is so stupid. I risked everything for nothing. At least she understood that much. After gathering my things, I headed for the door. She stood reaching for my arm. Will you at least think about it, about us? This doesn't have to be the end. I gently removed her hand. It already is, Sandra. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just done. As I closed the door behind me, I felt an unexpected lightness. The heaviness of betrayal was being replaced by something else. The certainty of having respected myself enough to walk away. Sometimes the most effective revenge isn't about elaborate schemes or public humiliation. It's simply showing someone exactly who they are and then leaving them to live with that person. By Monday, I'd have my apartment back by next month. According to my brother, I'd feel less like I was drowning. And someday, maybe that ring in my sock drawer would be meant for someone who understood that healing isn't something you do in secret in a hotel room with someone else's arms around you. It's something you do honestly, openly, and with integrity, even when it's painful, especially then.